Greetings. This is Prophet Christiaan Segabutla, and I hope what you will hear today will have an impact in your mind, and you'll finally know the things which you did not know and have revelation about it. So, the theme that I'm going to talk about right now is what caused the death of Samson. So there are many people who are wondering how did Samson died whilst he was a great prophet, whilst he had power, which God invested in him. So there are many people having conclusions in their mind of what could have happened to the great man of God whom God has sent on earth with so much great power, and he just died like that. So today, I'm just going to talk about the cause of death, what caused his death, so that many of you can understand. So you must know that Samson was a prophet. Are you with me? And this will go back to his destiny. Are you with me? So right now I want to take you to his destiny, his birth, how he was born, and how he was supposed to live his life. Are you with me? So now we're gonna the things which I'm gonna talk about are in the Bible and they're in the scriptures. So right now I want us to open the book of Judges 13 verse 1. And that's all where this thing started. Now the Bible says the Israelites sinned against the Lord again, and he let the Philistines rule them for 40 years. Now, at the time, there was a man named Manoah. Are you with me? From the town of Zorah. He was a member of the tribe of Dan. Now, Manoah was the father of whom? Samson. Are you with me? Now, the Bible goes on to tell us that his wife had never been able to have children. The Lord's angel approved to her and said, "You have never been able to have children." Are you with me? "But you will soon be pregnant and have a son. Take care." Are you with me? And that's what the Bible says. It says, "Take care not to drink any wine or beer or eat any forbidden food. And after your son is born, you must never cut his hair, because from the day of his birth he will be dedicated to God as a Nazarite. He will begin the work of rescuing Israel from the Philistines." Are you with me? So now, here is an angel appearing to the woman, the wife of Manoah, who happens to be the father of Samson. The angel goes to her and tells her that you will have a son, and you have never had a son before. So this tells us that she was barren. Now, the Bible tells us that God wanted to use someone to fight against the Philistines. Are you with me? Because they were ruling the Israelites for more than 40 years. Are you with me? Because the Israelites sinned against God. Now God turned against them and let the Israelites do what? I mean the Philistines do what? Rule them. So the Philistines ruled them for 40 years. Now God wanted someone to use. Now this was the destiny of Samson, how he was supposed to live his life and what might have taken place in his life. Are you with me? So the angel came and gave instructions of what must happen, what the woman must do for the child to be born. Are you with me? So that was the destiny of Samson. His destiny was not for praying for the sick. Of course, he was a prophet, but prophets have different callings on earth. God can just assign a prophet to come and heal a person, one person. And God can just assign a prophet to come and do a different mission on earth. It depends, because the prophets are not the same. Are you with me? Are you with me? So we are still talking about what caused the death of Samson, but we will go on further to hear what happened. Are you with me? Lishko vaskelia hanto vrede anklekina honkelia sasovina has. Jiko omplekina maskelia hasakino homvraligas. So now, what's this? After Samson was born, God gave him great power. And we all know where his power was. His power was in his hair. God dedicated, the parents of Samson dedicated him to God so that God can use him. And God gave them an instruction and said, never cut the hair of Samson, because that will be a sign that he's being dedicated for God to use him. So that was an instruction. And another instruction was that never drink beer or wine or any things which like that he wasn't supposed to do. So there were instructions that God gave them so that the boy never to get distracted in his calling. Are you with me? So now we hear in the Bible the first journey of Samson, how he defeated the Philistines. I will just put this in short so that we'll get to the conclusion. The first mission which he performed was that this one grade of a time, Samson was just around the place where he was born, in his country. So now, there were many things which were going on by that time. So now, the Bible tells us that his own people of his own caliber came to him and said, Samson, we are here to tie you up because the Philistines are angry with us. So now, what we want to do with you is we want to tie you up and hand you over to them. So he was kind of betrayed by his own people. Are you with me? But he wasn't defeated. So they tied him up because they were tired of him because he was causing a chaos to the Philistines. So they came and requested to his people that hand him over to us or else we will not kill you. Are you with me? So his own people requested, we want to tie you because we are tired of the Philistines. Now they are fighting against us because of you. So they tied him up and handed him to the Philistines. Are you with me? They tied him up. And the Bible says, when they tied Samson up, what did he do? The power of the Lord came upon him. And he was able to rip away those ropes which he was tied with. And the Bible tells us that he found a jawbone of a donkey which was dead for a long time. And he killed thousands of men with that jawbone. He killed thousands of men with that jawbone. Wow. That is just amazing. He killed them. He had the power. Are you with me? So, now, there comes a time where now Samson begins to meet women in his life. People think that for Samson to meet women, that was the greatest distraction for him. It was his weakness. It was his downfall. It was what caused his downfall. But we have many people who are wrong because they never know. They never know. Are you with me? Now, there was a time when God instructed Samson to go to a place, and to that place he found a woman. He found a woman and went back to his parents and told his parents that I found a woman whom I want to marry. So I want to send you guys to her family so that I can marry her. But his parents said, no, why don't you get a wife in our own chain? Are you with me? And the Bible keeps on telling us that they did not know that it was the Lord causing Samson to have that kind of feeling so that he can get his revenge on the Philistines just by getting that woman. Are you with me? So there are a lot of things that in the Bible which many people don't understand. Are you with me? So after that, the Bible tells us that Samson met up with the first woman that he married. Now, in that time, the Israelites, men would be married at the age of 20. Are you with me? So that tells us how Samson was. He could have been young or something else. But we'll come to that another day. Are you with me? Lishkoliga haskalia maso vero honklekina mazekino hose. Jaligo onkrekina mazede. Are you here? Are you with me? So, we are on this topic. What caused the death of Samson? Are you with me? So I'm still gonna get there, and you're gonna be shocked of how Samson died. You're gonna be shocked. Are you with me? So when Samson met up with the first woman that he married, there was never a problem. He still had that power that was inside of him. So now that proves to us that the power of Samson or his weakness was not in women, because he met a multiple of women in his life and even slept with them. He met a woman that he met a woman in Gaza, a prostitute in Gaza, and slept with her in bed. And that's when there were a lot of Philistines who came by night wanting to kill him. But the Bible tells us that when those Philistines came there, Samson took the whole city gate which was around there and carried it on his shoulder and went to the hills with it. So that is proof that it wasn't women that took away the strength of Samson. It wasn't sleeping with women that was the weakness of Samson. No. The weakness of Samson was in his hair. We all know that we've heard it before. So his strength was in his hair. His weakness was in his hair. Are you with me? Now, we are close to getting to the conclusion of what caused the death of Samson. Now, what caused the death of Samson was this. This one time, Samson meets up with a woman called Delilah. Are you with me? So when he meets up with this woman called Delilah, this woman clearly shows that she didn't like Samson, of course. And she was a Philistine, of course. She didn't like Samson for who he was. She liked him because of power, and she was sent to find out information of how we can trap him. So she was sent to find out information of how can we deal with this man. Are you with me? So we all know that Delilah went there and seduced Samson and said, where is the power? Where is the power that is within you? Where do you get the strength within you? Where do you get it? Till one day Samson gave in Delilah, and he was tired and said, look, once you cut off my hair, I'm done. I'm done. And therefore Delilah sent men, and they came and cut off his hair And guess what happened? His power was gone. When they tied him, the Bible tells us that the Philistines killed out the eyes of Samson. Are you with me? They killed out the eyes of Samson, and he was blind, of course. Are you with me? Now, we are close to getting to what caused the death of Samson. So this is the final conclusion of what caused the death of Samson. Now we're going to open the Bible in the book of Judges 16 verse 28. Are you with me? And this is what the Bible says. The Bible says, then Samson prayed, Sovereign Lord, please remember me. Please, God, give me my strength just once more, so that with this one blow, I can get even with the Philistines for putting out my 2 eyes. Are you with me? So now, when Samson was tied, he was taken to be a prisoner. And this one time he was called so that he will come and entertain people so that the Philistines can laugh at him. Are you with me? So the Philistines used to use Samson as to get people to get entertained, the kings who were there. So this one time, those people who captured Samson took him to a place whereby all kings, the Philistines will be there and get entertained by him. So this is what the Bible tells us of how his death was caused. The Bible tells us that Samson prayed, Sovereign Lord, please remember me. Are you with me? He prayed, please God, give me my strength just once more, so that with this one blow I can get even with the Philistines for putting out my 2 eyes. So within this, you can hear that there is something which is getting Samson to be worried. Are you with me? 29 says, so Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars holding up the building. Putting one hand each pillar, he pushed against them and shouted, let me die with the Philistines. He pushed with all his might, and the building fell down on the 5 kings and everyone else. Are you with me? So Samson killed more people at his death than he had killed during his life. So now we hear the death of Samson, how Samson died. Samson died of suicide. Yes, you can hear me straight. Samson died of suicide. He killed himself. The reason why he killed himself was that when the Philistines took out his eyes, he couldn't see anymore. He had pain in his eyes, which were running in his eyes when his eyes were killed out. And remember, in those times that there were no doctors or anything that he could be cured of. So he had suicidal thoughts when his eyes were killed out of him. So Samson died of suicide. How do we know of this? Because the Bible tells us in the Bible that Samson prayed and said, Sovereign Lord, please remember me. Please, God, give me my strength just once more so that I can get this one blow and get even with the Philistines for putting out my eyes. Are you with me? Yeah. Are you with me? Then verse 30, it says, he shouted, let me die with the Philistines. Let me die. So when he pushed the wall, he knew that that was his end. Samson committed suicide. He died by suicide. And yet he is in heaven. So a lot of people will try to argue with me that how can a man who committed suicide get in heaven? He did. If he's not in heaven, then why did God give him the strength to defeat the Philistines at the time of his death? Are you with me? So Samson committed suicide. Are you with me? A great prophet, a great man of God, whom God used to fight the Philistines. Are you with me? So sex wasn't the weakness of Samson. No, it was not his weakness, because he had slept with a whole bunch of women in the Bible, and we never hear that his strength had gone away. His strength only got away when he told the secret to Delilah that the hair, yes, the hair has power. Are you with me? So that's the revelation that I want to share to you. My name is Prophet Christiaan Segabutla, and I will come back with more to you and give you a revelation. Are you with me? Shalom.